Looks like someone's watching. The interwebs isn't telling me who yet, but hi. How are you? Happy Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. Just wait a couple minutes and see if anyone else is going to join. We're going to do a Kriya tonight for the pranic body. The pranic body is our life force energy. Hi, Dakota. This is my yoga buddy, Dakota. He loves to do yoga. So, it's so weird that it's not showing me who you are. It looks like, oh, maybe one person isn't even watching anymore. Maybe it's just us. Just us, Dakota. So we'll wait a few more minutes, see if anybody joins. It looks like we got one viewer again. I still don't know who you are. It's not showing me. Anyways, well, I guess I'll talk a little bit about the pranic body till we get started. So, this is decolonized yoga. I call it decolonized yoga because I was a yoga teacher for years. I'm still certified. I don't charge now, and the reason why I don't charge is because it's not my culture. It's not mine to give away. I mean, it's not mine to sell. It's not mine to make a living off of. And as an indigenous person, I wanted to respect that because we don't like our culture being appropriated. So now I just do classes by donation. I'm working with a colleague to create a teacher training based by donation, or free for those that can't afford otherwise to take a trauma-informed yoga teacher training course. So hopefully we're still gonna do that maybe this summer. So yoga itself, to demystify it, yoga simply means to yoke. It's Sanskrit for yoke, to yoke yourself to spirit, your spirit, and to Great Spirit. And the belief is when you heal the spirit, everything else will heal. The body, the mind, the emotions. So for me, this has been an invaluable tool to get through basically anything that I've come face to face with, whether it's childhood trauma, illness. I have an autoimmune blood disorder that I thought was going to kill me, and this has helped get me through some of the worst challenges I never thought I could face in my life. So, since it's already a few minutes after 7, we'll go ahead and get started. So come sitting in a comfortable position. If you're gonna practice from a chair, that's fine. Otherwise, you can sit on the floor in easy pose, legs crossed. We're gonna do a Kriya for the pranic body tonight. The pranic body is our life force energy. It's our body that rests in between. It's at the 8th vertebrae, in between the thoracic and the cervical spine. I'll point out when we do one of these breathing exercises, I will point out exactly where that body is. And then as you develop more awareness of your own energetic bodies, then you can do adjustments in the day for yourself, for your own energy. So our first exercise is going to be the front and right and left stretch. So we're going to stretch our left leg out. And I should mention, you don't need any special gear for yoga. Props. You know, sometimes you need them, not for the specific yoga we're doing, more for asana yoga. You don't need fancy pants. You don't need expensive Lululemon gear or any of that stuff. I could never get into the yoga culture. I'm doing yoga in my Carhartts right now. So I've never really been about that fancy stuff or girly stuff. Anyways, okay, so we're going to start with the left stretch. We're going to inhale up and bend over the left leg, keeping the left knee straight and stretching as far as you can. Do not bend the knee. If you start to bend the knee, you're going past your point, your limit. You need to find where your stretch is and stretch at that point. Exhale, inhale back up. And exhale back over the left leg, pulling the toes back towards you. Inhaling, feeling that nice stretch below or behind the left leg as you come down to touch the toe or the ankle or the shin, wherever you can comfortably touch. Inhaling back up. Exhaling over. Challenging yourself to stretch a little more each time. Inhaling up. And stretching over the left leg, feeling that stretch. Bending from the waist, not bending the back, but from the waist. Inhaling in the middle, stretching back over the left leg. For those of you just joining us, welcome. We're just starting the left leg stretch. So you're going to extend your left leg out, and you're going to inhale up in the center, and then you're going to exhale and bend over the left leg and feel that nice stretch behind the left leg, pulling the toes back towards you. Inhaling again. We have about 1 more minute of these stretches, and then we're going to switch to the right side. Exhaling over the left leg, inhaling up. It's so strange. It's not showing me who's logging in. I see that there's a couple of you watching, joining in, but I don't know who you are. So welcome. Thank you for joining in. I'm sorry I can't properly greet you. Exhaling, feeling the stretch. Inhaling up, and last one, exhaling, really stretching as far as you can without injury, listening to your body, feeling that stretch, and inhale. And now we're going to switch sides, bringing the left leg in and extending the right leg out. And now we're going to pull those toes back towards us. So our toes, can you see my foot? So the toes are pointing back, and we're going to inhale in the center. And bend and exhale over the right. And we're going to keep this motion going for 2 minutes. We want to keep balance. This world is so fucked up right now. I'm so sorry to say that. I got this horrible text message from a colleague that just broke my heart. And I spent my day doing a couple of sessions with women I mentor. Exhaling over the right leg. Inhaling to the center, exhaling over the right leg. And just so much of what's happening in the world today is just heartbreaking. It really hurt my heart. Inhaling and exhaling. And I always have to remember that if there's ever going to be balance in this world, there has to be balance within myself. So I was really grateful that today is Wednesday and we get to do yoga together. I do yoga every day on my own. Exhale about 30 more seconds on this side, and then we're going to switch to the middle. Inhaling up and exhaling. Feeling that nice stretch in the back legs. Inhaling up. Exhaling, feeling that stretch in the back of your right leg. And inhaling up. Stretching your lungs on each inhale, exhaling over the right leg, inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling. All right, so now we're going to come to center. Again. And feel that center. Feel your body after you did some stretching, some opening in your hips, some stretching of the life nerve, the back of the legs. The next exercise in this Kriya for pranic energy, for the pranic body, we're going to do a spinal flex. And this exercise specifically moves the cerebral spinal fluid up the spine. The cerebral spinal fluid is key to our health because it contains not only our DNA, but our RNA. So it's the juice in our body that tells our body how to heal. It's really important. So it's important to keep the spine young and healthy. They say in yoga, the core of youth is the flexibility of the spine. So we're going to work on our flexibility of our spine and our youth right now, and our wellness. So hands go to the shins. You're going to hold your shins like that. You're cross-legged. Now if you're in a chair, if you're doing this from a chair, you can also cross your ankles and just kind of have your hands around your knees, somewhere like that. But the motion is the same. We're going to grasp our shins, and we're going to inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, curve the spine like a cat. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, curving the spine back. Making your breath loud. Powerful breathing. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Really harnessing that breath of life. Eyes are closed. I'm a really horrible example. Here I am looking all around, watching kitties, doing all kinds of stuff, but really our eyes should be closed, focusing on our breathing. Oh, here's one of the kitties now. See, I can't hardly resist looking at these cute little kitties. Sorry, they're just cute. Okay, continue breathing. About a minute more to go. Increase the pace. Really harnessing that breath of life. Now exhale and inhale. Suspend the breath. Now flex the spine. For as long as you could comfortably hold this breath. Still flexing the spine as rapidly as you can. And exhale. Hold the breath out. Squeeze root lock. Squeezing all the lower organs of elimination, your lower stomach, lower abdomen. Inhale when you need to. And exhale and just pause and see how that breath made you feel. Oxygen has an amazing impact on our bodies. It's the first thing the ambulance does, that the medics do when you're sick. They put oxygen on you. But if we can make space to give ourselves extra oxygen, chances are we won't get sick to where we need to go have that oxygen from the medics or from the doctor. Next in the series, we're going to do the navel pump. This is really good for the immune system, boosting the immune system. So you can either sit up on your heels. I almost said eels. Sit up on your eels now. Don't forget to bring your eels to yoga class. So you can either sit on your heels in a kneeling pose, or you can stay seated in easy pose, or you can sit in a chair for this practice, this exercise. So we're going to keep the spine erect. We're going to inhale deeply, and we're going to hold that breath, and then we're going to pump the navel as hard as we can, as fast as we can, as much as we can, for as long as we can. And then we're going to exhale, inhale again, and continue the cycle. We're going to do this for 2 minutes. And begin. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. Pump the navel. Pumping your navel. Hey, Tiffany. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We're doing some breathing for the immune system right now. We're inhaling, holding the breath, pumping the navel. Exhale. Inhale again. And pump the breath. Pump the navel. Hold the breath. Pump the navel. You can keep your eyes closed. That frees up a lot of energy in the body, so your body can do some healing. Inhale when you need to. And again, suspend the breath. Pump the navel. And we have about a minute more to go of this. This exercise strengthens the immune system. It's good for the spine. It's good for the digestion. I totally understand. Whenever you can, please join us for sure, Tiffany. I hope you feel better, too. Okay. Now we're just going to pause for a moment. This next part is for about 17 minutes. We're just going to breathe. It's a 4-part pranayama. So, your hands can be in Gyan Mudra. Index finger touching the thumb, resting on the knees. Or you can simply have your hands folded in your lap. Whatever feels best for you. And now we're going to close the eyes down and we're going to breathe in 4 segments. So we're going to take the inhale and we're going to cut it into 4 parts. Now we're going to take the exhale and we're going to also cut it into 4 parts. And we're going to continue that for 15 minutes together. So we're breathing 4 segments on the inhale, 4 segments on the exhale, and begin. And if your mind starts to wander, you can always count to keep track. Four-segment breath for energy. Continuing to breathe, staying connected with the breath. Eyes can be closed, focusing at the brow point. Still staying connected to the breath. 4-segment breath. 4 segments on the inhale, 4 segments on the exhale. Staying connected with the breath, being with the breath, falling in love with your breath. 4 segments on the inhale, 4 segments on the exhale. We're about halfway through. Stay with me. Hey Melinda, good to see you. We're in the middle of doing a 17-minute breathing practice. 4 segments on the inhale, 4 segments on the exhale to increase the pranic energy. Eyes are closed, focusing either at your brow point internally or at the tip of your nose externally. The drunken Buddha is what they call that when you look at the tip of your nose. 4 powerful breaths, 4 powerful short breaths on the inhale, 4 powerful short exhales on the exhale. Hands are in Gyan Mudra or folded in your lap, sitting on the floor or in a chair with the spine straight. See if you can find a rhythm with the breathing. 4 beats in, 4 beats out. Staying connected with that vibration, that breath, that rhythm you're creating. 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out. We have about 5 minutes left. You guys are doing great. Three minutes left. Staying with the breath. Four beat breath on the inhale, 4 beat breath on the exhale. Getting a warning about my music. Apparently, I don't have the licensing or rights or permission. Continue to keep breathing though. 2 minutes left. Hopefully they won't remove the video. I did stop the music. Continuing to stay with the breath. 4 beats in, 4 breaths out. Last minute, staying with the breath. 4 segments on the inhale, 4 segments on the exhale. Last minute of this breathing exercise. Oh, and we're at time. Inhale. Inhale a little bit more, even if you're just joining us. Join us for the inhale. Stretch those lungs. Inhale a little bit more. And exhale. Now hold the breath out. Squeeze root lock, which is your muscles of elimination and your lower abdominal. Squeezing. Pressing the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Eyes focused at brow point. And inhale. And what that mulband does, mulbanda does, is it's an energetic seal. We use our internal muscles to push the energy around in our body. So we're manipulating our pranic body, or in martial arts it's called chi or ki. In the islands, in the Polynesian islands, it's mana. There's all different names for our life force energy, but that's essentially what we're manipulating, especially doing this Kriya for the pranic body. So next we're going to do some breath of fire. This is and what this symbolizes is expansion, wisdom and expansion of wisdom, expansion, blessings. It's working with the energy of the planet Jupiter and our ego, connecting those two together. So we're going to have our hands in Gyan Mudra on our knees. Our chest is out, chin slightly tucked in, not down, not closing off our spinal channel, but just slightly tucked in. And then if you've never done the breath of fire before, this is how I teach it. Breathe through your mouth and pant like a dog. Pumping your navel. Now close your mouth and breathe through your nose. Same breath. That's the breath of fire. We're going to focus on the inhale. We're going to focus mainly on the exhale. Let the inhale happen naturally. And we're going to do this for... it says 7 minutes. Let's do it for 5 minutes. Let's challenge ourselves. And if you find yourself getting short of breath, just take a breath, start over again. This is a practice. It does take practice. If you're just joining in, it's cool to join in now. This is a complete Kriya, but most of these exercises can be done in a standalone fashion. So we're balancing the pranic body tonight. We're working with the pranic energy. We're doing some energizing breathing, and then we're doing some relaxing breathing. It's almost like interval training for our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. We're switching back and forth right now, teaching our nervous systems to engage and then relax on command. This is why this practice is so powerful for trauma, recovering from trauma, because when you're in a heightened state constantly, your adrenals are running, your nervous system is constantly engaged, you're constantly in the startle reflex, or feeling like you're walking on eggshells and all of that. Well, this practice is the exact opposite of that. It teaches your body to relax and let go and engage the parasympathetic nervous system. So, breath of fire, 5 minutes on the clock, and begin. Breathing through the nose. Eyes are closed. Focusing on the exhale, let the inhale happen naturally. And if you have to start slow with the breathing, do that. You want to make sure your navel is coordinated with the breath. On the inhale, your abdominal fills up. On the exhale, it goes out. When the breath goes out, your navel goes in. So make sure your navel is moving the right way with this breath, because a lot of us, when we first start, we do what's called paradoxical breathing, something like that, where we breathe the opposite. So on the inhale, navel out. On the exhale, navel slides back towards the spine. So if you have to go slower until you get the breath, and then pick up your pace. I have to remember, too, to soften my face when doing these exercises. Sometimes I get this real intense warrior look. But try to soften your face, try to smile, keep breathing. It's always good to try to do this practice on an empty stomach too. Can really upset the stomach if you've just eaten, which I did before yoga. I don't know why. Staying with that breath of fire. We're almost there. 2 more minutes. Making the breath as powerful as possible. Down to the last minute. You guys are doing great. I can't see you, but I trust that you're doing great and you're here. And that's all that matters. You showed up for yourself. Keep breathing. 1 more minute. And inhale. Suspend the breath. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And just tune in inside. Feel how that breath work just adjusted your energy. See if you can feel your cells dancing with the excitement of enhanced oxygen. Just be with that feeling for a moment. Our next exercise is long, deep breathing. So for 5 minutes, we're going to deeply inhale and exhale, keeping the breath very fluid. No holding the breath on the inhale, no holding the breath on the exhale. Just make your breath as long and deep as you can. And begin. Hands are still in Gyan Mudra or folded on the lap. That last breath was really engaging. or fire. You know, when you stoke a fire, and that's what we were doing with that breath of fire. Now we're calming it with a long, deep breath. Staying with the breath. Feeling the navel fill on the inhale. And feeling the navel gently slide back towards the spine on the exhale. Eyes can be closed down if you choose, focusing at the brow point. Just staying present, watching this breath, like the rising and falling of the tide. Slow, smooth, and steady. About halfway through this breathing practice, watching the breath, staying present with the breath, trying to make each breath just a little bit longer. And exhale, or wherever you are in your breathing cycle is perfect. Give yourself that recognition for showing up for yourself today to take care of your spirit, take care of your body, your wellness. Staying with that breath, tuning in, checking your back, making sure your back is nice and straight. I kind of got lazy and was sitting back with mine. Pulling your shoulder blades back as if you're trying to bring this right shoulder down to the left hip behind you, and this right or left shoulder down to the right hip, opening your wings, keeping this perfect posture even for if it's just for right now, today. Last minute of long, deep breathing. Really embrace this precious breath of life. Feel gratitude for this breath. Breathe deeply for anyone you know that's struggling to breathe right now. Breathe for them. Send them this precious oxygen. Thinking of all the people out there suffering from COVID, we're breathing for them right now. Sending them life, vitality. And last breath. Exhale. Complete this last cycle. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Again, 5 seconds. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. And exhale. Shake your shoulders a little bit. We've been sitting for a while. We're coming to the end of this Kriya. We have 2 more exercises and then our Shavasana, or deep relaxation. So this next breath is almost like the Siddhali Pranayam, except we're not going to roll the tongue. If you know that exercise, we're not quite doing that specific one. But we are going to breathe through the mouth. You're going to pucker your lips like making your lips into a straw. Feel the coolness of that breath, and then you're going to exhale through your nose. Feel that heat leave your body. So we're inhaling through our puckered lips and exhaling through our nose. And continue. Long, deep, cooling breath through the mouth and exhale through the nose. Releasing the heat from your body. If there's anything else you're feeling like you need to release right now, illness, stress, unwanted emotion, whatever it is that you feel that you're carrying that isn't yours to carry, go ahead and gather it all up with this inhale. And then let it go through the exhale. And just continue that practice, visualizing all those particles gathering up and then releasing them. Whatever it is you don't need to carry, release it with this breath, bringing in that cool, life-supporting oxygen and exhaling that heat through the nose. And inhale deeply through the nose. So this is and exhale. So this is our last exercise for the evening. We're going to do one more set of breath of fire, this time only for 2 minutes. And then we're going to do a deep relaxation after that to integrate all of this powerful breath work we just did. Even though it didn't feel like we were doing a whole lot, I think the only physical activity we just did was stretching our legs. You're going to feel an energy shift just from the breathing. In fact, in yoga, I was taught the more subtle the intervention, the greater the impact. So we're having a huge impact tonight by just sitting and breathing together. So, last set of breath of fire, hands in Gyan Mudra, on the knees, and 2 minutes on the clock, and begin. Powerfully pumping the navel. Guys are doing great. One more minute. And inhale. Suspend the breath. Collect all that energy that you need to get rid of. Inhale a little bit more. Turn that energy into a ball. Release it. So, I said I was going to point out where exactly that 8th body is in our body. Go ahead and raise your arms so they're at a 45-degree angle. And thumbs are up, fingertips are turned into the pads of your palms. And stretch. And if you feel that point right in between your shoulder blades, your 8th vertebrae, that's the 8th body. That's the home of our pranic energy. So if you're just feeling tired and lazy and lethargic and, you know, just like you can't get through if you don't have that afternoon cup of coffee or however it is, tune into that part of your body right there at your 8th vertebrae. That's the home. Hi, Lynn. That's the home of your 8th body and your pranic body. And we can just adjust that point in our body with that stretch and some deep breaths or the breath of fire in the middle of the day to give us a burst of energy. So now we have completed the Kriya. It's time for our deep relaxation. If you're able to, you can lay out in Shavasana. If you'd like to put on your own relaxing music, please feel free. I've been warned that my video would be taken down if I keep playing licensed music I'm not licensed to play. So I have no relaxing music for you, but we will sit in silence for the next few minutes to let these breathing exercises integrate into your system to adjust your nervous system. So go ahead if you can, lay out in Shavasana. And if you don't want to lay out, you can always just sit in an easy pose. Eyes are closed. Tongue is gently resting on the tip, or the tip of the tongue is gently resting on the roof of the mouth. That's where 81 meridian points in the body come to meet. Hands are folded if you're sitting, and if you're laying out in Shavasana, your hands are down by your hips with your palms turned up. And just allow your breathing to regulate itself. Allow yourself to let go of any stress your body's holding on to. With every exhale, just let go a little bit more into the earth. Our grandmother, our Mother Earth, that mother that we all share. She can hold whatever we can no longer carry. We can always go to her to release that energy. So just feel her support right now. As you relax deeper and deeper. Letting go of any stress, any stories. Just letting go completely, so that you almost feel like you're floating in a state of suspension. And take a deep breath. Slowly start to one knee into the chest and stretching that knee across to the other side of your body, feeling that stretch. And once you feel complete on that side, switch to the other side and bring that knee up and stretch it over across you. If you've been sitting with me in easy pose, stretch your legs out, shake the knees, bend forward, give yourself a nice life stretch. So this is, I think, our second or third edition of Winter Wellness Wednesdays for Decolonized Yoga. It's free of charge. I've decided that I'm never going to charge for yoga again because it's cultural appropriation. So I want to share it, and I want to respect our relatives in East India for sharing their knowledge with the world that has healed so many. So I honor you and your ancestors, to all my East Indian friends, and yeah, thank you for taking an interest in your wellness, because the more we can create wellness within and balance within, the more we'll see the same outside of ourselves. As above, so below, as within, so without. So thank you for taking the time for you this evening. Much love to you guys. These videos will be uploaded to our YouTube channel later on, the Rematriation Station, which is also a podcast. So make sure you subscribe. And we have a lot of, I guess you could say, events going on, online events going on. This month, it's the 1-year anniversary of the publishing of my book, My Body, My Soul, One Woman's Journey to Reclaim Both. We're going to be doing some winter wellness fundraisers for elders. And let's see, there was something else. I can't remember what it was, but stay tuned. All right, you guys, I love you guys. You guys have a good night. See you later.